thinking that everybody would be really excited about the Azjol'Nerub and Old Kingdom beta rune dungeons now being available on the PTR, I jumped on expecting to get a group like that so I could finish this video off. If you haven't seen this video, there's a link in the description and I'll put a card up there now. This is for all the other dungeons, so it talks you through all of the beta rune affixes and how they work in every other dungeon. It's only been for about the last 12 hours where Old Kingdom and Azjol'Nerub were actually available for testing. So I naturally used the absolutely amazing looking for group tool that we've got in Wrath of the Lich King Classic and could find no one. I put a message in the guild Discord and for a while it was just crickets, but eventually some lovely people decided to come and help out. So thanks guys. We cleared all of Azjol'Nerub and it took pretty much the entire instance before we even realised what was going on, because the changes that are made are so subtle that you might just clear through it and really not even notice a difference. You've got to really be paying attention to your buffs, because in line with all the other beta rune dungeons, this second ability that gets added to the instance when you're doing it on beta mode actually makes it easier than making it harder. Some examples of that is for the Oculus, Nexus and Violet Hold, where you're getting the extra 6% stacking haste buff up to 30%, meaning you've got literally a permanent bloodlust. Oh, and obviously the 30% movement speed as well. Gundrak and Drak'Tharon Keep, where you can completely negate the red blood pools on the floor, which cause the mobs to do life stealing. And let's not forget, Halls of Lightning and Halls of Stone is ridiculously fun, purely because it adds the keepers from Ulduar into the mix. So you get all of the buffs as if you was to be fighting Yogg with 4 lights, and it just means you smash through the dungeon really fast and have a lot of fun because of the amount of damage and healing you're doing, and resources just don't matter. Azjol'Nerub and Old Kingdom pretty much follow that same pattern. So we know the most annoying thing about Old Kingdom and Azjol'Nerub is the web wraps, which is the alpha ability where you'll randomly just be webbed and you need to get broken out. It's frustrating because you're going to lose damage, you're going to get behind on healing, as well as it just being pretty irritating. Well, now actually you're not in a rush to get broken out, because the longer you're sat in the web wrap, the more stacks of shadow imbuement that you're going to get. What shadow imbuement does is your next ability is imbued by shadows and will have its damage or healing effect duplicated on the target at 100% effectiveness. Now if you're broke out instantly, you might only get the 1 stack, but as you see in this clip here, I was sat in there for a few seconds because we was intentionally leaving people in them to see how quick they stack up. And you can see it's pretty quick. So what this does is allows the healer to be able to very quickly catch up by doing double the potency of healing. You won't feel like you're being left behind on the damage meters because you're now going to do double damage to make up for the amount of seconds that you spent in that web wrap. And overall, it just makes it easier. Like, you're still getting the extra 10% damage from the mobs and they're getting the extra HP going from alpha to beta, but it's barely noticeable. And actually this makes for quite a fun mechanic. You know, getting it stacked up and going and then pulling a boss with maximum amount of stacks is something that I see people doing just to see crazy numbers. But I won't keep you any longer. If you want to know about all the other dungeons, then check the video out that I'll put on the end screen right now, and that'll fill you in. The only reason I've done this as a separate video, as I say, is because it wasn't available for testing at the time of putting the other video out. So be sure to like and subscribe. Consider joining the channel as a member if you want to support the channel that little bit extra, and I'll see you on the next one.